Coach, home court dominance was so important to your group last season. How important is it to kind of establish that trend early in the season here at home?
I think it's very important. And obviously, we know what our fans mean to us. We know and how much we appreciate the support and how the energy in this building just lifts our guys up. So us being able to take care of home is going to be, critical for us this year.
How's Jonathan doing?
Jonathan, he's doing better. Still with the bruised left hip, and so he's feeling better today, though.
Is he more of a game time decision?
He'll be questionable for tonight just to see where he is as we go into the game.
How does it change things that it's the first night of the back-to-back?
Pardon?
First night of the back-to-back, how does that change the philosophy?
Well, right now we want to take care of home. I think we'll take care of first priority, which is the game tonight, and then obviously we'll look into what happens tomorrow. But we want to make sure that we focus on this game at home and making sure we take care of home court.
I know you talked about it a little bit after Wednesday's game, taking 49 threes. It's just kind of what the defense gives you. But has there been more of an emphasis of getting those shots up and trying to increase the volume of your three-point shooting a little bit?
I think it's always going to come down to the process for us. And because we've always been a very attacking team, we can find matchups different places on the floor, our ability to get to the free throw line, and it's about the decision making. So with these guys making the right decision, it tends to fall into guys standing on the perimeter with feet set threes open. And I think that's very important for us to continue to understand that it's about our process getting downhill, attacking early, playing before the defense gets set. And if you find those threes, then you have to let it fly.
We spoke on camp about spacing and getting guys in the corners. I think on NBA.com at least they tracked you guys with 22 corner threes. Is that a sign that the ball is moving the way you want it to move, and then you're getting kind of the quality looks that you want to get?
Philip, to your point, the spacing is so key. We showed film yesterday, and it's a small, minor detail, but the recognition that Kenny has of just always sprinting to the corner. It's a lesson for all of our young guys that you don't start creeping up out of the corner, because now you're changing the spacing for when Paolo's on one block, that they come to double team. Now all of a sudden he doesn't have the right outlet because you're one step higher than you should be. Kenny was in the corner. We found him on the pick and roll coming down the floor. Paolo darts it to the corner for a wide open three. Those are small pieces that's the spacing that we're talking about, and understanding the game and why it's so important to be in the right spot at the right time.
You heard the fans in Miami, I'm sure. What are your expectations for your home opener?
Listen, we have some of the best fans in the NBA, so I expect our fans to be loud. They're supportive, getting behind us as we go through the community, and obviously everybody's ready for this home opener just as we are. I expect it to be extremely exciting, extremely loud, which is exactly what we want and expect.
What are your challenges you see in the Brooklyn Nets?
They play multiple lineups. I think, the change from small lineup to big lineup. Claxton was out for the majority of the preseason, so not getting a big sample size of what he's capable of doing. But again, the mixing of defensive coverages, knowing Coach Fernandez and how he'll play the game and throw different lineups and different coverages at you. So our ability to recognize what's happening within the game and not being able to freeze in those moments. But again, it goes back to the decision making. It goes back to the spacing. It goes back to the ability to play our brand of basketball and not get caught up into what necessarily other teams are doing.
Talk a little bit about the community that Orlando plays in and everything. I think earlier this week, you and Stuff got to go to a school and visit a teacher. What was that like for you, and just having that experience?
The magic map, I think it's fantastic. I think it's a different way to be able to teach because education is so important, especially for our youth being able to understand, the different dynamics of it. It was so fun. I thought it was great the way how attentive they were, how focused they were, and being able to throw out stat lines from our game and the kids understand it. I thought it was just fantastic that we can continue to get in the community and just give back and show support the same way that they continue to support us.
In the third quarter against Miami, you poured on 39 points. What are ways as a coach that you ensure that intensity is high after the halftime break?
I think, that halftime was extremely unique. Obviously them dedicating the court to Pat Riley. So there was a longer time period. We were able to sit back and watch a little bit of the first half together. So the guys did a great job of communicating what they saw. It wasn't just clips. It was actually watching the game real time back. So that provided us that opportunity. But every game is going to be different. And the one thing we'll say before every game is it's a 48-minute game. And so you have to play the entire time, no matter When you're on the floor, you're giving that same intensity, that same focus, that same togetherness and joy every time you touch the floor.
Is that kind of the magic standard now? You know, Paolo kind of talked about we set the magic standard in game one.
Mm-hmm.
How confident are you that that standard can be sustained night in and night out during these games, and including tonight?
Well, I think that's why you always go back to the process of things, what you're trying to accomplish within the games. Offensively, we know what we're trying to do, and then defensively is the same thing. So that Heat game said a lot about what we're capable of doing, and then we just take it at a one-game basis each night. And I think that's so important, how hard we have to play, how together we have to be, our decision-making, our spacing, our rebounding, all of those small pieces are exactly what we're asking these guys to continue to move up on.
You just talked about rebounding real quick on Wendell, his rebounding effort in game one. How much does he clean things up in that area?
It was huge. We showed the clip of him, there's three guys around him and he comes out with offensive rebound. I mean, I think that's just a will and a want. And he understands exactly how important he is to our group and what he's capable of doing. And, continuing to get offensive rebounds, to keep possessions going, as well as finishing defensive rebounds out to finish a possession off.
Gary talked last year about how guys were maybe too unselfish at times. How much of an emphasis was it this year to take the shot that's there?
It's big time. I mean, that not taking the shot can lead to turnovers because it changes the spacing on the floor. So when you're open, we want these guys to let it fly. At the right time within our offense is what we want them to do.
Good.
Everybody good?
Hold on.
Jamie good? Franz, home court dominance was such a pivotal part of your guys' success last season. How important is it to kind of establish that trend early on in the season?
Yeah, really important. I mean, it's the second game, obviously, but we're really excited to play in front of our home crowd, and yeah, like you said, keep this good start up.
What worked so well for you guys in Miami?
I just thought we played with great effort, great communication all game. Not everything went perfect that first half, but I thought we did a great job of coming out in that third quarter, and I think we hung our hats on the defensive end, got a lot of easy points in transition, and obviously Paolo got going. I thought we played really well off of him after that.
How do you kind of harness the momentum when things are kind of going your way in that third quarter and things stop offense? How do you harness that momentum to try to capitalize on the game?
Yeah, I think it's good to play with emotion, but I think we did a great job of just staying, having great energy, but also staying even keeled throughout our run, and really didn't let up the whole second half. So I thought it was a really good sign, but it's just one win, so we hopefully can take some of that into tonight and keep building.
I know it's just one game, but 49 threes would have been the most that you took all of in any game last season. Has there been an emphasis on trying to get more threes up, and what's been kind of the mindset throughout camp to find those shots?
I didn't even know that, but obviously we're trying to get good looks, and I think that's where we made our biggest stride in preseason, focusing on our offense and how we get open looks, and I think a lot of those are created when we get into the paint and stuff like that. So I think that's got to be our staple, and then like you said, I thought we did a good job of spacing and fighting open looks like that.
To that point about spacing, I think looking on NBA.com stats, you had 22 corner threes as a team. Has that been an emphasis to get guys in the corner and really work the ball?
Yeah, I mean, if you end up getting a shot or not is one thing, but running in transition opens up the driving lanes for other guys. So it's something that we emphasize for sure.
How much does Wendell help clean up things on defense?
Yeah, a lot. I always talk about when he's communicating and has that energy. I think even people from the outside can see that this team plays different. So I thought he had a great first game, and especially on the boards, I thought he set the tone for the whole game, and that was a huge part of our win, having second shot opportunities.
What are some of the challenges this Nets team presents?
Yeah, I think they're a smaller team. I think they play a little bit, unorthodox compared to some of the other teams, and I think they're going to play extremely fast and get a lot of threes up as well. So I think we got to make sure that we stick to our principles and focus on us, and like I said, take the next step.
What's the feel to a home opener? How different is it than playing a road game?
Yeah, obviously way different. Playing at home is super cool, and I think it's important to get off to a good start at home. Set that tone, and I think just also be thankful for all the fans always coming out. You know what I mean? So we want to make sure we have a good one, good first one at home.
Thanks, Franz.
Thanks
Sure.
so much.
Thanks, guys.